गजाननं भूतगणाधिसेवितं कपित्थजम्बू फलसारभक्षितम् उमासुतं शोकविनाशकारणं नमामि विघ्नेश्वर पादपङ्कजं नमामि विघ्नेश्वर पादपङ्कजम्।
अखण्डमण्डलाकारं व्याप्तं येन चराचरं तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुरेव परं ब्रह्मा तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। स्थावरं जङ्गमं व्याप्तं यत्किञ्चित् सचराचरं तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। चिन्मयं व्याप्य सर्वं त्रैलोक्यं सचराचरं तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। सर्वश्रुतिशिरोरत्न विराजितपदाम्बुजः वेदान्ताम्बुजसूर्यो तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। चैतन्य शाश्वत शान्तो व्योमातीतो निरञ्जनः बिन्दुनादकलातीत तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। ज्ञानशक्ति समारूढः तत्त्वमाला विभूषिता मुक्ति प्रदाता च तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। अनेकजन्म सम्प्राप्त कर्मबन्धविदायिने आत्मज्ञानप्रदानेन तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। शोषणं भवसिन्धोश्च व्यापनं सारसम्पदा गुरोपादोदकं सम्यक् तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। न गुरोरधिकं तत्त्वं न गुरोरधिकं तपः तत्त्वज्ञाता परं नास्ति तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। मन्नाथ श्री जगन्नाथ मद्गुरु श्री जगद्गुरु मदात्मा सर्वभूतात्मा तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। गुरुराविरनादिश्च गुरु परमदैवतं गुरो परतरं नास्ति तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। त्वमेव माताश्च पिता त्वमेव त्वमेव बन्धुश्च सखा त्वमेव त्वमेव विद्या द्रविणं त्वमेव त्वमेव सर्वं मम देव देव श्री साई देवा।
ప్రేమ స్వరూపులారా,
embodiments of love.
ఈనాడు నూతన సంవత్సరమని అందరూ ఎంతయో నురువతలూగుతున్నారు.
People are highly enthusiastic about this day, the New Year's Day.
నిజమైన భక్తులకు నిత్యము ఒక పండుగనే.
For true devotees, every day is a matter of celebration.
కనుక నిత్యము మనం ఇది నూతన సంవత్సరమని, నూతన దినమని, నూతన గంటలని, నూతన నిమిషములని మనం భావించుకొని ఆనందించడం ఎంతైనా ఆనందం.
It is absolutely necessary to feel blissful at every moment, every hour, every day in our life.
నిత్య జీవితాన్ని గురించి యోచిస్తున్నామే కానీ భవిష్యత్తును గురించి కానీ గడిచిపోయినటువంటి దానిని కానీ గురించి మనం విచారించటం లేదు.
We just spend the present moment ignoring the past and the future.
కానీ ఇది మానవుని యొక్క పెద్ద అజ్ఞానమే.
This is the sign of ignorance.
ఎప్పటికప్పుడే ఉండేటువంటిది అదే ప్రస్తుతమైనటువంటిది, అది ఏ సత్యమైనటువంటిది.
What that happens right now, this moment, is the truth.
పాస్ట్ ఈజ్ పాస్ట్.
Past is past.
అది మనం ఎంత ప్రార్థించినా తిరిగి మనకు రాదు.
By repeated prayers, you cannot recover, bring back the past.
ఫ్యూచరు కాలగర్భంలో కలిసిపోయినది.
The future is uncertain, still in the womb of time.
కానీ దానిని చూచుటకు సాధ్యము కాదు.
It is impossible for anyone to visualize the future.
కనుకనే ప్రజెంట్ ఇదే నిజమైనటువంటి సత్యమైనటువంటిది, సత్యం.
And hence the existence, the present, is the truth.
అన్నింటికి మనకు ప్రధానమైనటువంటిది సేవనే.
Of all, most important thing is service.
ఇట్టి సేవను మనం మరచి రాబోయేటువంటి యొక్క భవిష్యత్తుల గురించి విచారిస్తూ గడిచిపోయినటువంటి దానిని గురించి వగస్తూ కాలాన్ని వ్యర్థం చేస్తున్నాము.
We have forgotten our bounden duty of rendering service in the community. We go on worrying of the future and brood over the past.
కనుక ప్రేమ స్వరూపులారా,
embodiments of love,
మనము నిరంతరం కూడాను సేవల కంటే మించినటువంటిది సాధారణ మరొకటి లేదు.
We have to recognize there's no other spiritual practice which is more than that of service.
ప్రేమ స్వరూపులారా,
Embodiments of love.
సేవ అంటే ఏమనుకుంటున్నారు మీరు?
What is that you think about service?
ఏదో పరులకు కష్టాల సమయం లోపల తోడ్పడటము, వారికి సహాయం చేయటము, వారి సేవల్లో పాల్గొనటము, ఇదే సేవలుగా భావిస్తున్నారు.
You consider that the service meant to be of some support to the poor and the needy at the time of hour.
కాదు కాదు.
No.
మన దేహం నిరంతరం కూడాను సేవలు ఎందే దీన్ని అంకితం గావించాలి.
The body must be dedicated to service.
మాడి లోపల అనేక అంగములు ఉంటున్నాయి.
The body has got various limbs.
ఈ అంగములన్నీ కూడాను సేవల నిమిత్తమే అందించినవి కానీ మరొక కర్మల నిమిత్తం కాదు.
All the limbs of our body are meant to serve only.
ఈ సేవలు మనం మర్చిపోతున్నాము.
We have forgotten the spirit of service.
ఎవరైనా బాధపడుతున్నటువంటి వారికి మనం సహాయం చేయాలి.
If you find anyone suffering, be of some help to them.
కేవలము ఆరోగ్యం నిమిత్తమే కాదు, అన్నింటినీ ఎందుకు కూడాను మనం సహాయం చేయాలి.
The suffering need not necessarily be on health grounds alone. They need service.
మన ప్రాచీన సంస్కృతి పల్లెల్లో ఉంటున్నది కానీ పట్టణంలో లేదు.
The ancient culture, in fact, is in villages and not in cities.
సిటీస్ లోపల ఆ కల్చర్ను అన్ని విధాలా పాడు చేస్తుండాలి.
It is the city that totally spoils the ancient culture.
కనుక మనం పల్లెలకు వెళ్ళి వారి కష్టములు, దుఃఖములు, విచారములు విచారించి వాటిని నివారణ గావించుకునే నిమిత్తమై కొన్ని సేవలు చేయాలి.
Therefore, we have to visit the rural areas, the villages, find out their problems and try to alleviate the suffering of the natives.
టౌన్లో పోతే కేవలము మనకు సుఖమును, ఆనందమును, సౌఖ్యాన్ని ఆశించి వెళుతున్నాం.
In fact, we move on to the towns and the cities expecting the comforts and conveniences and luxuries.
ఈ విధమైనటువంటి యొక్క సుఖముల నిమిత్తమై కోరి మానవుడు తన దుఃఖాన్ని తెచ్చిపెట్టుకుంటున్నాడు.
By running after these comforts and luxuries, man is actually running after the suffering thereby.
ఈనాడు భజన చేయడానికి వచ్చినటువంటి పిల్లలు సేవాదళం వారు.
Those that have participated in bhajans, they belong to Sevadal, the service wing.
కానీ ఈ సేవలన్నీ కూడా దైవానికి చేయాలి, దైవాన్ని ఆనంద పెట్టాలి అని మీరు ఏమాత్రమూ విశ్వసించకండి.
Don't think that merely that you are serving only to satisfy God and to please Him alone.
భగవంతునకు సేవలు ఎందే ఆనందం కానీ, పూజలు ఎందుకు కానీ, త్యాగములు ఎందుకు కానీ ఆనందం లేదు.
In fact, God is very happy watching your services and not other forms of worship.
కనుక సర్వీస్ మనం చేయండి.
So we should serve.
ది బెస్ట్ వే టు లవ్ గాడ్ ఈజ్ టు లవ్ ఆల్, సర్వ్ ఆల్. ఈ విచారం కూడా చాలా చెడ్డది.
And worry, too many thoughts is also bad.
వరి 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 వరి
Worry for everything.
ఏదైనా వచ్చింది పోతుంది, ఎట్ట వచ్చిందో ఎట్టే పోతుంది, అంతేగాని నాకేం తప్పు లేదు అని అనుకో.
Even if worries come, yes, enter in the feeling, this too will pass. It has come now, it is bound to go. Have that feeling.
ఎప్పుడు ప్రేమతో 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 ఉండండి.
We should spend our time constantly with love.
నవ్వుతూ ఉండాలి.
And we should love and smile, laugh.
ఆ నవ్వుతూ ఉన్నప్పుడు ఆ ప్రేమ సహజంగా వస్తుంది.
Then once you laugh and smile, naturally the love within you manifests automatically.
కానీ కొంతమంది మొహం చూస్తే చాలా క్యాస్టైడ్ ఫేస్ మాదిరిగా ఉంటుంది.
But the faces of some people are so serious, long castor oil faces.
ఎప్పుడు నవ్వుతూ ఉండదా?
Smile, smile, smile all the way.
ప్రేమ స్వరూపులారా,
Happy, 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 be happy. Happy, happy, make others happy. All will be happy, God will be happy.
full screen పెడతా అక్కడ. Thank you. Sai Ram. Hope everyone's doing well and staying safe, and wish you and every family a very happy, harmonious, peaceful, blissful, and a wonderful New Year 2021. I'm delighted and extremely happy to be back. When I say back, had a short trip to India, and also had a boon of being in Prashantanilayam twice, during this short trip. It was just wonderful, and things are going wonderful in Prashanti. Of course, with a small, limited, coordinated crowd. But yet, the activities-wise, same old. Everything is going wonderful. Are you able to hear? Yeah? Can you increase the volume and just see? Just to make sure? Things are going wonderful, Prashanti. Okay, excellent. Yeah. So thanks for the feedback, right? Okay. So happy to be back. And I know there were so many wonderful, very meaningful lessons learned in 2020. But again, lessons are, some of them are, very hard one. And they're only to learn and move on. And happy to be in 2021. I know the negative side of it, yes, there are number of cases increasing and so on. But the positivity, if we look into it, look at it, right? Vaccination is already in place in many countries. And things are getting stabilized and settled down. Hopefully in next few months things will be a lot better, of course, by Bhagwan's grace. Let us all pray for a peaceful 2021 and also for the welfare of everyone in this world. So before we move on, this afternoon is one of the most memorable afternoon. The reason is that I've specifically requested this very motivating and inspiring, brother, inspiring speaker, Brother Ravi Mariwala, to share some of the stories surrounding New Year and also the guidance that received from Swami. He's going to share with us. At this point, at this moment, I request brother, one of our dear brothers, to do a quick intro of Brother Ravi Mariwala. Then we will receive all the guidance and wisdom from Brother Ravi Mariwala. Thank you. Jai Sai Ram.
Sai Ram, I offer my most loving pranams at the divine lotus feet of our beloved Bhagwan. Sai Ram all, wish you all a very happy new year. It is indeed my great pleasure to welcome my dear friend and Sai brother Ravi Mariwala. He's no stranger to all of us. We had the good fortune to listen to his talk in person in 2019 during Guru Purnima celebration. In fact, as part of our COVID blessings last year, we were able to attend so many of Ravi's talk online. Just for the benefit of those who have tuned in to Ravi's talk for the first time, a quick background about Ravi. Ravi Mariwala, he hails from Mumbai. He was blessed to deliver a talk in Swami's Divine Presence as a young Balvika student in the year 1979. Bhagwan also gave him the opportunity to join Swami's college in the year 1982, and he studied there for 9 years. At Swami's college, he was part of the speakers group, the brass band, and participated actively in various service activities. Through these 9 years, he had many opportunities to interact with Bhagwan. He also accompanied Swami to Kodaikanal in Chennai. He was also blessed to serve as a personal assistant to Swami. He's received 3 gold medals for distinction in MSc, MBA, and the All-Rounders Gold Medal from Bhagwan's own divine hands. After completing MBA, Bhagwan asked him to work as one of the first employees of Sri Sathya Sai Super Speciality Hospital at Prashanti Nilayam. Ravi served at the hospital for 14 years in the cardiac surgery department. Currently, Ravi lives in Cary, North Carolina, with his wife, sister Jagriti, and 2 boys, Krishna and Siddharth. I've known Ravi from our New Jersey days, and I'm very fortunate to attend a number of his talks and study circle sessions. Today's topic for his talk, Be the Inspiration, is so very appropriate. From the time I've known Ravi and Sister Jagrati and family, they have continued to be that inspiration to us. Every time he speaks about Swami, you can see and feel the immense love he has for the Lord, and to inspire all of us to recognize the magnificence of our dear Lord. Without further ado, please join me in welcoming Swami to speak to our brother Ravi Mariwala. Sai Ram.
Sai Ram, Sai Prasad, thank you for that very generous uh, and loving introduction. Most of those things are gifts given by Bhagwan to us, and I can really, take no claim or merit for all of those wonderful things that happened during my journey to Swami. Before I get started, I would like to acknowledge the fact that Sai Prasad has been a good, Sai friend from my days at New Jersey. Such a talented person and wonderful family. So it's a delight to be welcomed to speak by him. And thank you to Brother Ravi Nakina also for asking me to do this, because equally it's a joy and a privilege to kick the new year off, chanting the name of Sai, and by dwelling on those wonderful moments that Swami gave us. Because as the time passes, we are all getting more and more uh, familiar with the Sai landscape. But more than that, we are all finding that that Sai landscape is within us. And as we make multiple transitions through our journeys, through so many different journeys, whether we are in school, college, SSE, different parts of our career, our lives with, our families, and so on and so forth, there is, I think, a growing realization across people who have known Swami that that very inspiration that we sought and we were rewarded when we met Swami, that very search, that very drive that has been at the center of our lives before we knew Swami, at the point that we met Swami, and all through after knowing Swami, now that inspiration has to arise from within. Over these decades, and I'm speaking to you from a thought that comes to me often, yet over these decades, for me to make the transition from a typical Mumbai boy to a student of Swami, there was some burning desire that arose in me. I do not know where that came from. And in the same way, at every point in my association with Bhagwan, so many different noble thoughts and ideas arose. And like I said, I can take no credit for those. But, and I'm just starting to share my, share some, I have already shown you a lot of my slides. But, I always believe that we can make a new beginning. And if you look at Bhagwan's picture on the top, in the interview room, if we have to delight Sai, right? We have known Sai, we have known Swami. It was the biggest transformation in our lives that we came to know Bhagwan. But now our effort should be to delight Swami, to make him happy, to make him feel, oh, I know this person, I brought him to my fold, I worked with him, and I'm so proud of him today because today he or she himself, herself or himself is the power that I sought to transmit into the world. He or she is himself or herself the lighthouse that I am to the world. So I want to request all of you to think in that way, in a new way, and therefore to build this bridge to a new beginning in 2021. So, what is the? I have three ideas which I want to present to you. How do you and I start to become the inspiration that we have always sought? Right? This inspiration that you and I sought, how can you become that inspiration? How can you transmit that inspiration? How can you become the powerhouse of that inspiration? And this is not to become the lighthouse for others. Swami was the lighthouse to all of us, to millions of devotees. And over the next few centuries, Swami will become the lighthouse for untold number of millions across the world. But what you and I are trying to do is to become the inspiration for ourselves. And automatically we will become the inspiration for others. But the first step that we need to take, and I'm going to outline for you three steps as we go through this hour or so that I have. I'm going to outline to you what I feel are three steps. And on this slide, you can see that, in the year 1990, I had a chance to speak in front of Bhagwan in the Kalyan Mantapam in Vrindavan. And, Swami suddenly, with a flick of his eyebrows, just said that I should get up and speak. And I had no idea about what I should say. And then these C's that you see listed there just emerged in my mind, just exploded in my mind. And I said, I'm a chip of the old block, right? And we are all chips of the old block, which means that we are made of the same material as Swami. And just as Swami makes the 5 Ds or the ABCs of life or the 4 Fs, I rattled off these, few Cs and I said, look at Swami's confidence. Look at the clarity Swami has in everything. If you hear a discourse of Swami, you will never hear a hesitation. Swami never has to go back to something. The other thing is, Swami never quotes anybody else. Swami makes his own statements. You can try as much as you like. Try to Google some of these statements of Swami. One of them is, being is lost in becoming. I could never find that on Google. The other one is, duty without love is deplorable. Duty with love is desirable, but love without duty is divine. Try and Google it. Only one name comes up. That is Sri Sathya Sai Baba. How come this Sai, who rejected worldly education after his seventh grade, who stood in front of us with a translator, was able to give us these jewels? So I'm taking you back to recollect that Sai, who is the picture of supreme confidence, extreme clarity. He never had to rephrase himself. He never had to restate anything, whether it was in the private interview room, whether it was in darshan. I don't know how many of you know, but we as Sai students, as we sat there in the darshan line, you don't know how many examples we had constantly. Because as Swami walked in the darshan line, he would take a picture, he would take an envelope, he would give it back, and or somebody would be showing him 6 pictures of different sites where they should build their factory. And Swami would pick one picture and say, build your factory there. Where was that supreme confidence, that clarity, that conviction coming from? And that is what I am asking you to develop, to think positively, and to, in the name of Sai, develop those ideas so that we grow in the image of Swami. And to take you back to the C's that I had listed there, look at the other one, courage. Look at the courage that Swami had in his life. Swami lived as if, the whole world was the place where it was his family and he was welcomed. It is not only that Sai devotees loved Swami, but it was also that Swami lived with the courage, knowing that this whole world was his playground, this whole world was his family. That courage that he manifested in his life is something that you and I need to take a leaf out of that book of Sai. And then character. Swami spoke so much to all of us that character is very essential. But look at Swami's character. What an example of character he set. Look around you in today's political world, in the organizational world, how you see people falling by the wayside. But look at the immense character that Swami gave the world as an example. But, brothers and sisters, none of these C's, confidence, clarity, conviction, courage, and character, are of any value if you forget the key thing that Sai stood for. Sai stood for caring and compassion. In fact, Brother Satyajit has said that when he lived with Swami, he realized that there was nobody as powerful as Swami. But he hastens to add in the same breath that alongside that immense power that Swami manifested, also was the humility and the love and the softness of compassion and caring. So, my first request to you, as I walk you through my idea of how you and I can become the inspiration that we seek, become that inspiration, I am requesting you to acknowledge, to remember, and to live by these different C's that I have called out. But do not forget the C of caring and compassion. And even in that video that Brother Ravi Nakina played, you saw that Swami spoke about caring in the form of service. Now I'm going to take you through a few of the the things that happened to me as a student. Excuse me. And I'm going to show you one of the things that I learned as a student. Give me one second. So in the year 1974, can you all see my slide? Are you able to see my slide?
No, actually.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. Thank you for that. So, in the year 1974, on the 1st of January, Swami wrote this very beautiful letter to the students of Brindavan in Whitefield. I want to look back at the year 1974 because look at the way Swami greets the students. They were all young adolescents, but look at the way he greets them. Dear boys, wish you happy and peaceful new year. Can you imagine Bhagwan doing that? The Lord himself greeting these students with a happy and peaceful new year. And then look at the piece that I have circled for you. Life is an experience meant to train the individual for a higher, deeper, and expanded state of existence. Let's not think that our lives are, we are here on earth just to get through and somehow attain a college education and to go out into the world and earn a few dollars. Our life is much more than that, and Swami has laid it out in these two statements that he makes. Our life is to train. He just doesn't say to attain. We are here to train. Therefore, the challenges, the issues, the problems that you have faced in 2020 and up till now are meant to be training exercises. And what is this training for? It is for a higher, deeper, and expanded state of existence. Brothers, sisters, you might think, what is so special about these words? Why is Brother Ravi harping on these words? But I realized over my years and decades of living with Bhagwan that one of the biggest dangers of living with Swami is that you become like the darkness around the candle. Around the candle, due to that huge familiarity that we had with Swami, we tended to constantly forget what was the value of the lessons he was teaching. In these few words, Swami encapsulates what we should remember all the time when we are carried away, when we are, living life in a trivial manner, when we sometimes think that I have to be like everybody else, getting into this rat race. We have to stop and remember what Swami is pointing out here, that our lives are not just to do the things that everybody is doing, and sometimes we are also doing a lot, but it is to gain a higher, deeper, and expanded state of existence. You know, how are we going to get that expanded state of existence? You and I experienced that many times. That's why we were so attracted to Bhagwan. Swami was not attracting you just because he had a halo of hair and he wore an orange robe. You were attracted to Swami only because when you let your state of consciousness touch Swami's state of consciousness, you attained an elevation that you could not get by watching television or eating tasty food or going to see the mountains. You were not able to attain that expanded state of existence as you got into when your consciousness touched Swami's consciousness. And that became a habit for all of us, irrespective of the fact that you had to travel 17,000 kilometers to get to India. But we all were making that beeline to be in Swami's presence. I gave up my life in Mumbai. I was from a well off family. When I made up my mind to join Swami's college, all my relatives told me you're gone completely crazy. And I went to Swami in my first year of living in Swami's hostel. I had carried big, thick books to study for my medical entrance to be given after my 12th grade. After my 11th grade, I threw those books in the waste paper basket. And I wanted to stay with Bhagwan all through my life. But yes, we did all those things, but let's not forget what was the inspiration. What was the call that made you think like that? Why behind me do I have such a massive picture of Swami? Would it not be enough to have a picture of this size? Why do I need that massive picture of Swami? I need that massive picture of Bhagwan because I value Swami so much in my life. But let me not forget, what was it that Swami was doing for me? Swami was training me. Swami was guiding me. Swami was helping me enter that higher, deeper, expanded state of existence through the experience of the results of action. So, you and me, what you are living is just nothing but the results of the experience of our action. We are just getting, I'm sitting here in Cary, North Carolina, just as a result of the karma that I have done. Someone is sitting in Virginia, another person is sitting in Atlanta, just as a result of your own karma. But don't forget that the aim of everybody's life is the attainment of complete perfection in the spiritual absolute. And look at the next line. Prema is not an illusion, it is a reality and actuality for those who have realized oneness in life. So, because Bhagwan saw everything with that vision of oneness, for him, prema was the only thing that he spoke about. Swami all the time spoke about love because he operated from a sphere of oneness. So that is where I wanted to take you by sharing those beautiful moments, what Swami has said in the year 1990, in the year 1974. I'm going to move on just to show you how I began my life. I might have shown you this picture when I came to Atlanta in 2019, Guru Purnima, but I'm inviting you all also to take a moment and to think of your first interaction with Swami. Because for me, this interaction, when I was able to garland Bhagwan, and I look back at these pictures, these moments, and when I was bending down to touch his feet, typical Mumbai boy, this was the year 1979. Look at the way Swami is smiling. Brothers, sisters, today it is 10 years after Bhagwan himself has left the earth. And this picture is all of 40 years old. But for me, that smile that Bhagwan is giving, even though I cannot see it, that is what Swami is doing for us all the time. Let us believe in the things that he did. Let us believe in the inspiration that he gave us. Let us not only believe in what our senses are telling us. And even as I spoke in his presence, today when I look back, he was infusing his energy through his look. His look, his glance is not ordinary. I don't know what great good karma I may have done or my parents may have done, that through most of my talk that I gave, Swami continued looking at me and he showered his grace in me, and he was probably cleansing me of all that Mumbai dirt that had filled me up. So I am not showing you these pictures only because I want to tell you my story. I want you to recollect those sacred moments where Swami entered your life. This is not a talk telling you about the great ideas of the new year. If you want to be the inspiration that you seek, you have to build on the powerful experiences Swami gave you and is giving you. Recollect those moments when you changed completely. As Swami said, when you take one step towards me, I take 100. And as a Sai student, I had heard those words from Swami 1,000 times. And familiarity, just does something to you. It makes it look like a cliche. Today, when I am 10 years after Swami's left the body, I know that Swami's words were not spoken like your words and my words. Every word that Swami said, he said it with the utmost sincerity. Utmost sincerity. So remember, when he says that take one step, I will take 100 steps, that is the story behind this picture. I was getting into a lot of bad company in Mumbai. And at the same time, I got into SSE classes. And that being in SSE showed me a stark reality that on the one hand, I was getting those beautiful sacred inputs from selfless people who were volunteering to take those classes. And on the other hand, I was getting into bad company. I had to choose. And at the moment that I chose the good over the bad, and I started praying to Swami, I kept a spiritual diary. I said in that spiritual diary that I must do 6 things every day 21 Omkars, Suprabhatam, 10 minutes of meditation, and other things, one good deed. As soon as I started following those things, the phone rang, and it was none other than the great Sri Indulal Shah who asked my mother if I was willing to give this speech that you see today. Brothers, sisters, the small steps that you take, the small changes that you make will land you in great rewards. If for me this interaction with Bhagwan is the most transformative time of my life, when as I sat beside him after my speech, I asked him if I could join his college. And I'll tell you, as I sat at his left side where that fan is on the left, Swami kept on rubbing my spine. And I don't know how he transformed me, but he infused in me those sacred inputs. And but it all began by my making the choice between the bad company on the one hand and my SSC teachings and an opportunity to make the transition from bad to good. And as I sit before you today wearing white clothes, looking back on the fact that I spent 23 years in Bhagwan's presence, all that Brother Sai Prasad said about traveling with Swami to Kodaikanal and Chennai and doing my MBA and getting 3 gold medals from Bhagwan, brothers, sisters, with humility, I'm telling you that the seed of all of that was in this moment, in these two pictures, where I made the transition from bad to good. The entire Sai avatar came because if we have to change this Kali Yuga, and it is not we who are going to do it, but we who are going to participate in his experiment, in this experience that he built for us, if you and I participate in that, then we will move to a transformation of the Kali Yuga itself. But that transformation is going to start with your and my transformation. These are those other pictures just to show you the sacredness and the sweetness that came into my life by my living at the Sathya Sai College. And then this is, I'm just jumping later because of time. This is the time when I had the opportunity to become one of the first employees of that great hospital. And I feel bad even to call it hospital because those were the temples of healing. And imagine there are many people who do their medicine. There are many people who, do their surgical work. They become physicians. But how fortunate we were, all of us who joined Swami's hospital, these temples of healing, that we could see his hand, we could see the glory of Sai in the work of healing the poor and the downtrodden and the less privileged who came to seek care in Swami's hospital. And it was a huge blessing. But we got to see that Swami, the doctor of doctors, he walked those corridors of medicine and he blessed the patients, he blessed the Sevadal, he blessed all of us employees. And the mission of Sai, we got a small but memorable opportunity to participate in that mission. And as I look back at my life and the opportunity that Swami gave me, at one point of time, I was sitting on the fence as I did my MBA. Images of going out into the commercial world and becoming a big manager came into my mind. And it was at that time that Swami called me and asked me again to make the choice between fulfilling those dreams of going out into the world. And, those were just the temptations, just the ideas that I had got by reading books and listening to people. But at that time, I offered myself to Swami and I asked him what I should do. And Swami guided me and he said, हमारा आज्ञा है, which means in English, it is my command. And then he said, it is good for you, good for your family, good for the country. And then I just dived at his feet and I said, I'm not going to sit on the fence anymore. The attraction of the world, we can postpone that. But the attraction of Sai, the command of Sai, let me not lose that opportunity. So, the purpose of my showing you this picture is not to recount an event. This is sometime in 1992 or 1993. It is not of any consequence to you that I am 2 feet away from Bhagwan standing there in my scrubs. That is not of any great significance to you. It may be of significance to me. But what is of significance to you is that any time you are confronted with a set of choices, take the choice to participate in the work of this great avatar. And it was difficult at that moment because I was thinking of going out and creating for myself a commercial career. But it is equally tough today because Swami is not in the human body. But that is the challenge that you and I have to face. And that is why we meet here as Sai devotees. We don't meet here just to show these pictures and to, pat ourselves on the back, because I did not do any act of merit to get these great opportunities. But through the medium of my interaction with Swami, I am telling you the lesson that I learned, that if you are given an opportunity to postpone commercial work and to embrace in the present moment the work of Sai, please do take it, because that will give you an entry to an expanded state of consciousness. Remember what Swami wrote to those boys in 1974. The purpose of life is to give up those cares and don't think only about the now. Everybody's running after career. If I had thought like that, there were only 5 of our students from our batch of 26 who had the opportunity to work in Swami's hospital as the first employees. But somehow, by his grace, I was able to postpone following a commercial career and to embrace the work of Sai. And these are other pictures. It's not as if, yes, I got these opportunities to, this is the picture on the left, to speak in front of Swami, and you can see what a beautiful memory Swami gave me. He's listening with his hand on his lips, with his finger on, he's listening to what I'm saying, as if anything that I say can be of any value. We were just echoing his words, and I'm kneeling in front of him and talking to the other students of my experience in the hospital. And on the right, you can see me. That is the picture that Brother Ravi Nakina put in the flyer. And this is one of my last interactions with Swami in the year 2005. Swami called me and Vedam was going on. And Swami said, tell me the names of some boys who have that much determination and perseverance as you have. And he said in Telugu, that's the translation. And he said, Neelaga Drudam Undevallu, which means, can you imagine that? I have not shared this publicly, but Swami said, Neelaga Drudam Undevallu. And you know what? He was telling me to be determined. He was not praising me for my determination. That is the mysticism of the spiritual masters. See how seriously he's talking to me. But he was actually telling me that be determined in your life, be perseverant. I have opened up the portal, I have given you the highway, I have set you to walk on the highway to self realization. Don't fritter away that opportunity. And one of my problems as a speaker is that I make it very serious for all of you. So I'm going to make it a little bit funny as well. And you can see in this picture how my hair are so smudged up. You know what I used to do? Because Swami never liked the hair to be flying all over. You know, it was quite windy in Puttaparthi. So I used to plaster my hair down with a little bit of coconut oil. So one day, in a similar situation, Swami called me and he asked me, "Hey Mariwala, how do you have your hair arranged so nicely?" And I said I was very embarrassed. I didn't know whether Swami is making fun of me or Swami is asking seriously. So I just said, "Swami, I put little bit coconut oil." And he said, "You know, I wish I could also put coconut oil so that my hair don't fly." And see, that is the way Swami interacted with us. That is the way Swami used everyday trivial things that you and I feel are trivial, but he divinized them. What a memory he created for me, and a humorous thing I could tell you, by touching that hair that you see there, which is smeared with coconut oil. And then, you know, the other thing, we had this picture taken in Kodaikanal when, we went with Swami to Kodai. At every morning, we would spend about 9 hours with Swami. And then he sent us one day for boating. And then another day in the Kodaikanal lake, he sent us to take for a horse ride. And then some of the brothers took pictures on the horses. And I didn't know, but they showed these pictures to Swami. And when Swami's looked at my picture, you can see, we in Swami's presence, we had no use of leather shoes or even canvas shoes, right? And you can see what an ugly thing it is. I'm wearing those flip flops and a kurta, and I'm holding the reins of the horse, and you will not believe it. But when Swami got a chance to look at my picture, he I didn't know whose picture he's looking at, and he said Kali Yuga Avatar, and then he showed it to, I was sitting in this corner and he showed it all the boys here. So the boys started laughing. I didn't know that they are laughing at my picture. But after there was uproarious laughter, Swami showed me the picture and I understood, oh, Swami has had a good time laughing at me, but it was so lovely to be at the receiving end of Bhagwan's jokes. And then this is another beautiful memory. Swami gave each one of us, 400 students who were there. This is probably the year 1991. He gave us all a small camera, and with film. It was not a digital camera in those days, but it's so precious to us because it was given by Bhagwan's own hands. And we were all very smart as students, right? We wanted to be unique. So the next day everybody went with those cameras in the darshan. And Swami, he saw hundreds of boys having the camera, so he didn't do anything. I waited a whole week, and all the boys forgot about their cameras. And then I very shrewdly took my camera to the mandir, and I was the only one clicking pictures on that day. So you can see Bhagwan carrying that heavy load of devotees' letters. When he saw me, see, he gave us those great memories. And that is the nature of Sai. That's why I started by telling you that it's not only courage, character, conviction, clarity that Swami had, but he was caring. The moment he saw that I am trying to click a picture of his with that camera that he has given, he understood my intention. And look at the way he posed for that picture. He's posing for one person. There are thousands of devotees and hundreds of students, but he is taking time to give his attention to one individual. And by no means am I in any way a special individual. And that is the lesson that I learned from Swami, that if you and I have to become that inspiration that Swami was, we have to do that. We have to give our full attention to people. We have to give our complete love to people, not just a passing attention. We are so restless. Whatever we do, we are more interested in our cell phones. Swami was never dual minded. He was always giving his full attention. And then the next picture is one of the most memorable pictures for me personally, where Swami not only posed like this as you saw, but the same time there is a difference in the lighting, so the whole background looks different. But this picture is not available to anybody. This picture was given only to me. The Swami, in his playful way, posed for this picture by closing his eyes. And he was the chancellor of the college. He was he was the founder of so many great institutions. But and I have not shown this picture much in my talks, but I wanted to bring this out to you because that value that Swami gave to an individual, that is how he built up so many individuals. That is how you and I can remember a John Hislop, a Howard Moffat, a Samuel Sandweiss. He gave all his time. He invested in people. He loved people. Loving people doesn't mean just sending them a birthday card or a greeting card. Loving people means giving them your full energy and time. So I want to also take this opportunity to show you that Swami handled many different situations. It was not just that he was teaching us, giving us love. I want to take you to a very different type of interaction that is described here by Radio Sai, and it will make it a little bit fun for you. Hold on while I just share this video.
Joy, be joyful, be enthusiastic, be smiling. In our life, that to be the mantra. Yes to yes. And in fact, Swami goes on to say, those who have acquired this, they deserve to reach the goal first. And Swami says to have this quality of joy at all the times is the result of merit acquired over several births. It's not easy. But I think that is something I feel it is so easy to cultivate if you only just change our attitude a little. In fact, one beautiful incident comes to mind. It happened when Bhagwan was going to Kodaikanal. And in those days, Bhagwan would go on road. And on the way, there'll be people who want that car darshan, eye-to-eye contact with Swami. And there'll be also groups of people who would sit on the road, on the side of the road, and they would, form their little groups, bhajan groups, and they would make their own Shamiana Pandal. And in case Swami stops and, comes there, then they can have the opportunity of seeing Bhagwan. So, on one occasion, as Bhagwan was going, Swami stopped. And there was this group of devotees who were really doing bhajans with so much of gusto. Swami stopped and Swami alighted from the car and Swami went into the gathering. And the leader of the group was so ecstatic that Swami has really come out of the car and is giving darshan. So he stopped the bhajan, he took the mic and he started speaking. He was in his elements. He started speaking on and on, all about Swami's mercy, compassion, and he was completely lost to everything around. It was noon time, people were sitting under hot sun, and Swami also was trying to tell this person, that it is okay,
wrap up.
wrap up. But he was in his completely in ecstasy, and something had to be done. And something happened which Swami did, which only Swami can do. Swami immediately waved his hand and Swami created this huge sugar candy. And when that happened, all the people started clapping and, so the commotion happened. So this person now looked at Swami. Swami called this person and Swami now took that sugar candy and Swami put it in his mouth.
Shut him up.
Sweetly silenced him. But at the same time made him so happy and made everyone also happy. I think that is
a win-win situation.
Win-win situation. I think living joyfully is that, isn't it? Living joyfully is can we in every situation intuitively come up with some solution so that we hurt no one and we bring smiles on everyone.
And I think Swami proved it that
So, uh, so that was a lovely story which Brother Prushti told, that Swami was the one who came up with lovely solutions. And of course, you and I don't have the power to materialize a sugar candy, but we are all chips of the old block. We have to find ways, and especially me, to speak obligingly, even if you cannot always oblige. And I found that video wonderful because it showed the true character of Swami. He did not want to silence that person in any way. Yes, he was, it is so rare that Swami comes to a wayside gathering like that. And having come there, Swami didn't want to interrupt that flow of Ananda. So Swami found a very unique way to do it by materializing that sugar candy. So brothers, sisters, I think that is a very key element of how we should be inspiring in this year. I'm going to move to a little bit different uh, part of my talk now, and that is to remember his teachings. So, if you can see this slide, I've written out two or three thoughts that come to me. If you see the second bullet, to be that inspiration that you and I have sought, let us understand and adjust. What is it that you and I need to understand and adjust? We have to understand the nature of the mind. This mind, how it goes from stray thoughts to particular desires that get congealed in the mind. And if you and I have to even think of becoming the inspiration, we have to be like Swami. It is not a sea, as you can see here, right? These are all seas. But Swami was, there was another part of him which I could not describe in a sea, which was to be described with the letter D, which was desirelessness. Swami was completely desireless. He was always desireless. There was not a time when you saw Swami wanting anything for himself. And if you and I have to start moving in the direction of divinity and self realization, we have to follow Swami's command of sealing on desires. Even if you and I cannot completely quell the arising of desires, we have to understand and adjust. So, Swami often told us as students, understand and adjust. And that has stayed in my mind as my two-letter mantra, understand and adjust. So, many times devotees all over tell me that nothing is happening. I'm praying to Swami and I'm not getting the benefit of my prayer. Swami is not listening to my prayer. And this is something that I understood over the years, that when Swami came into our lives, initially we all went to him with lists. Swami, do this for me. Swami, do that for me. Swami, cure my cancer. Swami, get my son admitted in a good college. Swami, help me find a good house, so on and so forth. And there is never going to be an end to our desires. But one day, Swami explained to us students the meaning of Yoga Kshemam Vahamyam. And, he said, people think that Yoga Kshemam means you will never be poor and that God will forever see that you have enough to eat and drink. And he said that is a misinterpretation of Yoga Kshemam Vahamyam. When Krishna spoke this, what he meant to tell Arjuna was that I am here to foster your spiritual growth. I am here to ensure that you do not dissipate your energy and destroy your spiritual worth. So, having given us most of the side devotees everywhere, we are settled. Swami has looked after us in every way. It is time for us to realize, as mature devotees, the significance of Yoga Kshemam Vahamyam. It means that Swami is going to help us develop our spiritual growth, our spiritual progress, and keep us moving in the direction of our spiritual growth. He has not come to endlessly fulfill our desires. In fact, as a student, I used to read a lot of Jesus Christ, the different books on Christ. And it is said in that at one point, the Lord Christ was depressed because he saw, as he cured the leper, a deaf man came in front of him. As he cured a deaf man, a blind man came of him. And you know that in the Bible, they even came into the house Jesus was living in through the roof, and there was an endless line of people waiting to be cured or waiting to ask for different gifts or different desires to be fulfilled. So I'm not saying that Swami is not here for our worldly well-being. Absolutely, it is a testament to the fact that Swami is looking after us, that through 2020, you and I have made it, and we are here talking about Swami in the new year. But let us remember that the Yogakshemam Vahamyaham, and that is where you understand the role of the Sai Avatar. Understand what Swami stood for. He did not come to merely establish schools, colleges, seva samitis. Swami came so that we use the different opportunities Swami set up for us to further our spiritual growth and our spiritual progress. Another very important thing that I have realized is Swami always said, Santosham, be happy. Swami, we always say as devotees, Swami, you have to say that you have to see to it that everything goes well for me. You know what Swami meant when he said, be happy? Swami said, whatever comes your way, take it as my grace. But he also said, why fear when I am here? So now it is time for us as devotees to bring the knowledge, the true significance of what he has taught us. And one day he explained what is the meaning of true Sharanagati. He was asking one of our students that how do you change the gear. So the boy was very confused, and of course in India most of the cars are still manual transmission. So you change the gear from neutral to first to second as you accelerate. So this boy told Swami that, Swami, you have to change the gear from 1 to 2, 2 to 3 as you pick up speed. And Swami said, Pichivada, I know that. Mad fellow, I know that. But how do you change the gear? He said, Swami, we change the gear. There is a gear stick. He said, no, there is the clutch. And then this boy got the clue. And he said, yes, Swami, we press the clutch every time we have to change the gear. So what will happen if you don't press the clutch? The gearbox will break. The gearbox will shatter. And Swami said, every time there is a change in your life situation, if you are going from pleasure into pain or you're going from pain into pleasure, say to yourselves, this is Swami's prasadam. Idi kuda na manchi kosame. This is what Swami said. This too is for my good. Idi kuda na manchi kosame. Now, brothers, it's not as if I'm preaching this to you. This is a lesson for me too. As I seek to become the inspiration for myself, I know that in front of me lies this challenge of saying wholeheartedly that this is what Swami wanted for me. Whatever comes my way, I may try, I may succeed, I may try, I may fail. But I have to say at the end of it that this is for my good and this is what Swami wanted for me. The third part of what I wanted to share with you is a very beautiful example. And I in most of my talks, I give examples of something that has happened in the time that I spent around Swami. But I want to tell you something that happened in my life here in this house about 2 years back. And this I think is pertinent to all of us, but you can take it if it is relevant to you. But it certainly stands out as a very important lesson I learned. So while I lived in Swami's college, I used to read a lot of different spiritual masters. And of course, Swami had permitted us to read about Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, Raman Maharishi. He often spoke about these masters. But I had gone a little bit too far, and I started reading the books of many different spiritual masters. And then at one point, I took a subscription of a spiritual master and I was listening to his talks. And then this master was talking about the power of the atom. And it was very, very enlightening and it was very absorbing. And in my mind, I told Swami, Swami, how come I have not heard you say something so vibrant and so exciting? And this was around lunchtime. And then a few hours later, I was driving and I said, Swami, let me see if you are going to answer my prayer. And I just took my cell phone and I put on the Radio Sai. I just hit the Radio Sai discourse stream. And brothers, sisters, you cannot believe this. But the first word that I heard, just like that other master was talking about the atom, when I switched on Radio Sai, the first word that I heard was Swami in his discourse saying the word Anu. Anu in Telugu, in Hindi, in Sanskrit means atom. So now I was sure because it was only about 4 hours back at my lunchtime, I was hearing this discourse of this other master. And I said to Swami, Swami, why can't you give me some good food for thought like that? And I just hit the Radio Sai button, and here I found Swami saying the word Anu. So I listened to the whole discourse. Brothers, sisters, honestly, I tell you, my hair stand on end as I say this, because even after all these years at Swami's lotus feet, I was a deluded soul. I was in my own state of blissful ignorance that I was disregarding Bhagwan's powerful teachings, and I was mixing it up, as we like to say. I was hearing some of Swami, I was hearing some of others, I was looking everything that came through WhatsApp, and then I listened to that whole discourse. I downloaded it, I sent it to my parents, but more than anything else, I heard that discourse about 15 times. It was a marvelous discourse. And instead of telling you about some Kodaikanal trip or my trip to Chennai or a private interview about how Swami materialized a ring for me and it was loose, and then next day he blew on it and he made it fit perfectly, I can tell you all that. But I want to tell you how Swami continues to live with us. Swami, these are not hollow words. Swami is available to us. But the thing is, the question we have to ask ourselves is, are we seeking Him? Are we knocking on His door? Are we asking Him for guidance? And then coming back to that whole discourse was about the power of the atom. And I tell you, in comparison, what I had heard from the other discourse paled in significance. I felt like a fool for disregarding and turning to Swami's discourses for guidance. And in that discourse, Swami said, the power of the atom is such. Listen carefully, all of you, brothers, sisters. He said, atoms form the basis not only of books and material. Yes, this mouse is made of plastic. There are atoms and molecules at the base of it. Swami said, even events have an atomic base. And I was really flabbergasted. I said, I'm sure even science doesn't know this. Not only do materials have a atomic base, even events have a atomic base. And then he went on to say, I, that is Swami, have the power to transmute atoms. And that is how I can create and change objects. But, brothers, sisters, that is the reason I chose this topic today. Be the inspiration that you seek. Be the inspiration. You know what Swami said? Swami says, not only I have the power to change atoms, all of you also have the power to change atoms, but you do not know it and you don't believe it. But until such a time that you can let that power arise from within you, turn to me and I will change those atoms for you. You may be now at this point thinking that Brother Ravi is pulling a fast one on us. He's just making this up. But you know how I felt like a complete fool that day for having listened to that other discourse when Swami, it was not just food for thought, it was food for transformation. Here was Sri Sathya Sai Baba. I had followed him. I had left a career in medicine. I had left my commercial career. And still I was in ignorance. I was not turning to Swami for guidance. And that day, I am not trying to be sensational or, tell you something in a sensational way. From that day up till today, that has been my transformation. I have completely stopped turning to other masters. I read only Swami's guidance. I hear only Swami's discourses. And I'm not asking you to do that. But whenever I receive a WhatsApp message of any other guru, I just do not open it or put my mind on it. Because Swami taught me that lesson that day about the Anu and the atom. And not only that, you know, Swami sings Vahe Guru, Vahe Guru Ji Bolo, Satyanam, Satyanam. And then that day, Swami sang Anu, 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 Anu Ji Bolo. And I was stunned. I said, Swami, what a packaging, what a delivery, what a message. And I know I'm coming to the close of my talk, but that is the incident that showed me that you and I can learn to transmute atoms. And learning to transmute atoms is not just a scientific thing, it is a spiritual endeavor. And those atoms are the basis not only of material objects, but they are the basis of events. They are the basis of life. They are the basis of your karma. So that is the huge lesson that I learned. And as I start to wind up, I am going to just show you. There are many other things that I had planned to say, but instead, what I will do is I will just flash this third lesson. So, to be the inspiration that we sought, live right, live by Swami's examples, those different C's ending with caring. Understand his teachings. Yoga Kshemam Vahamyaham is not to increase your bank balance and my bank balance, but it is to foster and nourish our spiritual growth. That is what Swami came from. And the last one is that these two teachings of Swami, Soham, the practice of Soham, and constant integrated awareness, which is CIA, which Swami told us as when I was a student. This is the third thing that you and I need to do if you are to become the inspiration that you sought. And what is this Soham? So Swami says the practice of Soham, which is so as you inhale and hum as you exhale. When you say hum, that is you are letting go of the ahamkar. You're saying that it is not my will but thy will. I am one with you. And what does that oneness do? That oneness makes your will through flow through my life and my life events. So hum, I exhale, I drop that individuality, I drop that separation that I'm having with you, Swami. I become one with you. And the three things that unite as I chant Soham, the mantra, which is the phrase or the chant, which is the sound frequency, the yantra, which is your body that is doing the practice of Soham, and the tantra, which is the system or doctrine that comes from your heart. So, if you and I really want to become the inspiration that you and I have searched for and found in Swami, we need to live by the seas. Remember those teachings of Yoga Kshemam, Vahamyaham, understand and adjust. And finally, live and align with the teaching of Soham, which unifies the Swasa, which is the breath, which represents Lord Shiva, the Sankalpa, the right Sankalpa, which is Vishnu, Lord Vishnu, which signifies the mind, and Shabda, which is the mantra of Soham. So when you bring Swasa, breath, Sankalpa, intention, and Shabda, word together, that's when we will be practicing Soham. I know I have taken a lot of your time. I hope that this theme that was not my selection, there's nothing I do, and a lot of what I said also was not planned by me, but I hope that I am becoming gradually hollow like the flute in the hands of Sri Krishna. And I want to make you see the value in this title. It's not just a fancy title, brothers, sisters. You and I have to stop searching for the inspiration. You and I already found that inspiration. That inspiration which is impossible to earn even if you spend $1 billion. You and I found that inspiration through the fact that Satya Sai is part of our lives. We already found that inspiration. Now we have to stop that seeking and become that inspiration. And in my humble way, I've tried to show you that these three key steps can become the foundation for you to be the inspiration that you seek, and in that way become the inspiration that the world is also so hungry for. So, with that, praying to this lovely image of Swami, look at that picture of Swami, look at the sincerity, look at the selflessness, look at the caring that Swami has in this picture. And look at his eyes. Look at how he has inspired us. He gave his life working for us. And if you and I can just feel that joy and feel that conviction that hey, I found my inspiration. Now this year I'm going to live to inspire myself and others, then you and I will have a Sai-filled year of inspiration with you at the center of it. So, with that, I will give it back to the organizers and thank you very, very much for this opportunity to spend time in the holy thought of Sai.
Sai Ram. Thank you, Swami, for sending your message through one of your most chosen messengers of your institute. Dear Brother Ravi, I don't know what Maya you do. Anytime you talk, anytime you deliver Swami's message, I lose myself. honestly. And whenever your talk gets over, is it really over? When is the next one coming up? Something like that. I look forward. Uh,
Thank you. Thank you.
if not your name, Ravi Mariwala, if somebody has to call, the Maya you do with your talk, the inspiration that you share, it's so inspiring. I should call you as Ravi Mayawala. You do magic, with your inspiring
Saira.
talk. I truly, mean it. In fact, we all had a very interesting 2020 and very painful in many ways and also very rough, right? So as we were approaching 2021, I was wondering, hey, if not for anyone else, Swami, I want to do some service to my own self. How do I, re-energize myself? Of course, by Bhagwan's grace, I had a short trip to India. I had a great fortune of being in Prashant Nilayam, about a week ago. So that was wonderful. But now, how do we reignite? How do we recharge our batteries as one family, one unit? And I could not come up with any other, name other than your name, brother. And obviously, His grace, and it is His choice that He wanted His message to be delivered to us through you. We are so grateful to Swami, and also, dear brother Ravi, we are so grateful to you for us to
Yes, sir.
honoring our request and sharing Bhagwan's love with all of us. Thank you so very much,
Thank you, Saira.
Saira. And also, dear brother Sai Prasad, thank you for the wonderful introduction that you made. In fact, you offloaded, some of my, some of the load from my head too. That was wonderful. And as we all know, I know you share a great relationship and great friendship with, brother Ravi. Sure enough, you touched upon some of the, wonderful insights as well. So, dear brothers, thank you so very much. And also, as always, right, a token of love. This is Swami's, picture, our center altar picture, brother Ravi. When I, come by Raleigh or when you swing by to Atlanta, I will hand it over to you. It's a very special picture. I will go over with you, when I, share this picture with you.
Wonderful. Thank you. Thank
So
you for
once
that.
again, for sharing Bhagwan's love with all of us today.
You're most welcome, Saira.
Thank you. So, dear brothers and sisters, there are some of the wonderful, bhajans of our center have been, put together and lined up. So quickly, what we'll do is we'll have quick announcement. Then, we will dive into the devotional program. So can you, Rahul? Can you help me? There you go. Wonderful. So quickly, be the inspiration in 2021 and beyond. I know, as we all know, our brother Ravi Mariwala has definitely shared some of the wonderful stories of his lifetime. And really, it is not the inspiration just for 21, it is for beyond. In fact, we started a new decade, and the inspiration that he shared is not only meant for 2021, it's for beyond, for the entire decade, and, for the years and decades to, come after. Once again, dear brother Ravi, thank you so much for, sharing Bhagwan's love with all of us. Quickly, offices for 2021 and 2023, basically for 2 years term. The names have been shared in the email center email distribution. So we will go over a bit in detail next week. But to quickly go through three of the officers, Brother Aaron as devotional coordinator and Chinmay as vice president, myself also in the current role continuing, but two S's are being replaced with by two other S's. Dear brother Sai Shekhar Patnaik and dear brother Satish have decided to step aside, take a break, and they're being replaced by Srikant Bharatam for service, and also Sister Shanti has stepped up and taken up SSC. So we'll go over in detail, during next week. So celebrations continue. Jan 10th, we are planning for an in-person program at the center. I'm currently working with church. Hopefully, things would fall in place. So this is something similar to, how we did on November 23rd with a limited, number of people in the main hall, in that big, large hall now. But again, like something similar to Samadhi Darshan, people will be able to come in and have Swami's Darshan and, exit out. So I will send the, as things get materialized, we'll put together notes and details and so on. But let's all hope and let's all pray for this this celebration at the center next week, right? So moving on, I put prayer request. Basically, basically, I know there's a lot going on in this world. So many uncertainties and ups and downs and things like that. One amongst is that dear brother Sai Shekhar Patnaik now currently is in India assisting, his mother, who is not well, and he's also helping out his dad and, family and so on. So Sumiti auntie is not, well at the moment, but fortunately by Swami's grace, she's receiving, complete medical aid and so on, complete care. So, but there's only one thing, that would help overcome any one of us that of any of these problems is that, prayer. A powerful prayer can definitely, heal anything. So I request, all of us to, keep auntie in our prayers and thoughts, and pass on our, well wishes and best wishes. And there's one other continuation. Dear brother Balu Karnam, our regional president. Unfortunately, his brother, he was 54 years old, has recently merged with Swami, during last week. So indeed, it is very painful. In spite of having to go through all this, Balu was, on top of his, duties with the, regional selection process and regional satsangs and things like that. I was, in fact, so grateful that, he's been able to pull his, work together like that. But getting back to basically, his brothers recently merged with Swami. Please keep Balu and, his family, his brother in, our thoughts and prayers, and pass on our well wishes and best wishes. And also currently he's kind of trying to get back to normalcy. So there's so many procedures, processes, and rituals that he is going through. So when we are sending messages, and let's say if somebody's trying to make a phone call, let's be cautious. We don't want him to get bombarded, but however, please do pass on your prayers and well wishes to him. So recently been to Patti, and I got 2021 calendars. It received with special blessings. Next week when when we meet at the center, I will share a bit more, few more details about it. So that's all for now, and let's dive into the devotion program. And wherever you are, please join in giving chorus, powerful chorus, so that all the negative elements in this world would go away, and it gets filled up with the positive vibrations. Thank you. Jai Sai Ram. Let's all together have a wonderful and blissful 2021 and beyond. Jai Sai Ram.
जय कैलाशपते शिव शङ्कर जय कैलाशपते शिव शङ्कर जय कैलाशपते शिव शङ्कर जय कैलाशपते शिव शङ्कर साम्ब सदा शिव शम्भो साम्ब सदा शिव शम्भो साम्ब सदा शिव शम्भो साम्ब सदा शिव शम्भो ईश्वर साई शिव शम्भो ईश्वर साई शिव शम्भो ईश्वर साई शिव शम्भो ईश्वर साई शिव शम्भो शैलेश्वर करुणामय शङ्कर शैलेश्वर करुणामय शङ्कर शैलेश्वर करुणामय शङ्कर शैलेश्वर करुणामय शङ्कर लिङ्गोद्भव कर शिव शम्भो लिङ्गोद्भव कर शिव शम्भो लिङ्गोद्भव कर शिव शम्भो लिङ्गोद्भव कर शिव शम्भो त्रिशूल जटाधर गङ्गाधारी त्रिशूल जटाधर गङ्गाधारी त्रिशूल जटाधर गङ्गाधारी शम्भो साम्ब सदा शिव शम्भो साम्ब सदा शिव शम्भो ईश्वर साई शिव शम्भो ईश्वर साई शिव शम्भो ईश्वर साई शिव शम्भो ईश्वर साई शिव शम्भो जय कैलाशपते शिव शङ्कर जय कैलाशपते शिव शङ्कर साम्ब सदा शिव शम्भो साम्ब सदा शिव शम्भो ईश्वर साई शिव शम्भो ईश्वर साई शिव शम्भो शैलेश्वर करुणामय शङ्कर शैलेश्वर करुणामय शङ्कर लिङ्गोद्भवकर शिव शम्भो लिङ्गोद्भवकर शिव शम्भो त्रिशूलजटाधर गङ्गाधार त्रिशूलजटाधर गङ्गाधारी हालाहलधर शम्भो हालाहलधर शम्भो साम्ब सदा शिव शम्भो साम्ब सदा शिव शम्भो ईश्वर साई शिव शम्भो ईश्वर साई शिव शम्भो ईश्वर साई शिव शम्भो ईश्वर साई शिव शम्भो जय कैलाशपते शिव शङ्कर चित्त चोरा यशोदा के नवनीत चित्त चोरा यशोदा के नवनीत
न पुण्यम् न पापम् न सौख्यम् न दुःखम् न मन्त्रो न तीर्थम् न वेदायज्ञम् अहं भोजनं न भोजनं नैव भोज्यम् न सदानन्दरूपम् अद्वैतम् सदानन्दरूपम् अद्वैतम् सत्यं शिवं सुन्दरम् सदानन्दरूपं शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहम्
हसतो मा सद्गमया तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमया मृत्योर्मामृतं गमया शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ जय जगदीश हरे स्वामी सत्य साई हरे भक्तजना संरक्षक भक्तजना संरक्षक भक्ति महेश्वरा ॐ जय जगदीश हरे शशिवदना श्रीकरा सर्वा प्राणपते स्वामी सर्वा प्राणपते आश्रित कल्पलतिका आश्रित कल्पलतिका आपद्बान्धवा ॐ जय जगदीश हरे माता पिता गुरुदैवं मरियं तयुनीवे स्वामी मरियं तयुनीवे नाद ब्रह्म जगन्नाथ नाद ब्रह्म जगन्नाथ नागेन्द्राशयन ॐ जय जगदीश हरे ओंकार रूप वजस्वी ओम साई महादेव सत्य साई महादेव मंगल आरती मंगल आरती मंदर गिरिधारी ओम जय जगदीश हरे नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण 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 ओम सत्य नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण नारायण ओम जय सद्गुरुदेवा नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण 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 ओम सत्य नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण नारायण ओम जय सद्गुरुदेवा नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण 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 ओम सत्य नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण नारायण शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः समस्तलोकाः सुखिनो भवन्तु समस्तलोकाः सुखिनो भवन्तु समस्तलोकाः सुखिनो भवन्तु ॐ शान्ति 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 जय बोलो भगवान श्री सत्य साई बाबा जी की जय। परमं पवित्रं बाबा विभूतिं परमं विचित्रं लीला विभूतिं परमार्थइष्टार्थमोक्षप्रदानं बाबा विभूतिं विदमाश्रयामि। Sacred holy and sweet is Baba's vibhuti, going forth in the street is prayer of vibhuti. So auspicious is his mind and grand liberation. Baba's vibhuti, his power protects me. Paramam pavitram Baba vibhuti, paramam vichitram leela vibhuti, परमार्थ इष्टार्थमोक्ष प्रदातं बाबा विभूतिं इदमाश्रयामि।